Shay, you find it? You think I'm up on your phone yet? Hi, so I'm answering questions about the video that you all saw, and I kind of just wanted to say that I appreciate that, like, people trying to spread awareness and that kind of stuff, and like it's very cool to have that kind of reach, but real people take the story out of context and only talking about the rape. So I understand how jarring that is for humans, and I understand how much people like to perpetuate sadness, and I don't want anybody to be sad because it's a very unproductive emotion. So, I was just come on tonight to answer any questions you'll have. I'm not seeing any questions. I have my child phone here, so it's not scrolling.
Because nobody asking questions.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah. So my story today was a little bit lighter. So it's not just horrific things that has happened to you when you're going through psychosis. You actually have some real beautiful experiences, and I know a lot of people who had these same experiences. Well, they describe this experience when they take certain drugs and that kind of stuff, so it open up your mind. If you have like a family member or a friend that is going through psychosis, I just want you to know a little secret that they might want you to know. It feels amazing. It's like the highest high you would ever get in your life. So it's a hard drug to shake. So a lot of people wouldn't want help right away because of how nice it feels. Okay? Some people, as soon as they find out, they want to get better and they don't want to be, a sick person. So, evening, nice. No problem to the psychiatric nurse. Why do I hate religion? Okay, I don't hate religion, right? When I was going through psychosis, let me backtrack. I studied several religions because my family, I got a hat. My family is Christian, and I see them and other Christian people doing things that I sit down in church and I hear not to do, and then they went to church the next week and they repent, and it was a very annoying, vicious cycle as a child to watch. It was the most hypocritical thing I've ever seen. So when I was old enough, I started to follow other religions. And well, you could see me, so this don't fit, but I had some best friends who were Indians. And well, Hindus, right? Because not all Indians are Hindus, right? They were Hindus, and they started to talk about God and life in a way that I was like, yo, that making so much sense. And certain things that you doing would be so wrong in my household, but it have a bigger meaning in your household. And I was like, okay, cool, that real nice. Indians have this real charming thing. I wonder what else is have out there. And then I went to Islam, and I started to study Islam. I didn't actually convert to these religions. I studied them, right? I studied Islam, and I was like, wow, this religion is an instructional manual. Like, basically the Quran is an instructional manual, and it actually take any time to tell their followers how to live and what to do. And it's like it's a nice way to indoctrinate people. So I like that about Muslims, right? I had a best friend who was a Muslim. She used to do the same thing my family used to do. We used to smoke, we used to drink, we used to do stuff that she wasn't supposed to be doing. So I always thought it was the dumbest thing to dedicate your life to something that you know you're going to cheat on. That's like having a sexual partner and telling that sexual partner, you're my only partner, and then fucking other people. Sorry for my language. And then having sex with other people. So it's better you tell your partner, okay, I want like 10 people, and all 10 of you all boogie. You understand? So I don't hate religion. I don't hate religion at all. I like it. It's useful. A lot of people need it. But I personally don't think that anyone could encompass what I want to be in this life. I studied Buddhism too, so it's a lot. And then Greek mythology and ancient is a lot. But every single thing has certain aspects that is like, whoa, that need to be implemented in my life. And then I'll implement it in my life. But I'm not following anyone. You still like the soca? Thank you. That the first soca song on my page, my friend wrote that. The second soca song, I wrote it. And well, the dancehall song, I wrote my part and he wrote his part. So I had a little bit of writing experience there. I'm glad you like it. How am I feeling? I don't want to say normal because I mean normal is just like how we answer that question, but normal, relaxed, normal. Thanks for asking. Okay, so everybody else is just like good night. And you good? Yes, I'm good. Sending love from Tobago. Yo, Tobago, as you seen? I've not been there in 4 years. 4 whole years. Imagine being a Trini and 4 years pass and you ain't go to Tobago. Shame. Blessings from Jamaica. Hi, good night, Jamaica. I want to come so bad. I want to come. I'll make it happen eventually. Not sure why you look so familiar. I have a familiar face. This is the stamp Carib face that I have in the Caribbean. So all the Carib people have this big round red face. I look like a lot of people. So that's why I have a familiar face. What do I think about the Hebrew Israelites? Ask a more specific question than that, because you asked me what I think about of an epoch of people that didn't follow any religion but followed actual people that they could worship right in front of them, which is something I would love. Listen, if it had a Messiah on the earth right now, I would love to follow that Messiah. Trust me, I would do that. If I could see you and hear you and smell you and witness your miracles and things, I would do that, but we're not that fortunate. Do you remember who gave it to you? Yes, I remember who gave the drug to me. No, I did not take revenge on his soul. Oh, I'll be more than welcome in Jamaica. Thank you. I want to come bad. But I'm not coming until Tommy Lee come out of jail. Free Tommy Lee. Free Tommy Lee. Okay? I'm not coming until the people man who I like is on the streets. My friend is in a psychiatric and she wants calm down. What helped? Okay, if she refusing medication, normally the psychiatric clinic will give you an injection against your will, and that will calm you down. If the first one don't calm you down, they'll give you another one. The second one don't calm you down, they'll give you a third one. By the third one, you will be sleeping. So yeah, it have nothing like can calm down when you're actually in a clinic. Yes, I'm from Muhammad. That is not how you just spell Muhammad. If I still hear voices, no, I do not hear voices. Jamaica responding to man saying, so that means it have hope. It have hope for me and Tommy Lee. If his girlfriend hear this or see this or get wind of this, I'm sorry. I just like your man and we could share. I shouldn't be saying that. Yeah, they do prescribe you medication and then tell you that you have to live the rest of your life on it. Like, what is that? What is that? Then all of a sudden, this is air. This is my new air now. This is my new water now. This is something I have to do every single day. I refuse. I refuse to live like that. And I saw stories and I saw a TED talk with a woman who was living, she was diagnosed and she was living unmedicated, and she's like a motivational speaker, and she owns some kind of, I think it's like escrow or something, you always call it in the US. And she has businesses and she's fine. And I was like, okay, I know she's one example, but it have to have more examples. And I keep finding people over and over, and I go and use like the Kanye West and that type of stuff, because bipolar could cause you to go real left, and if you don't swing it yourself and he's a natural person who don't swing properly, you'll confuse a lot of people. So I'm not saying I want to be like Kanye West, but nothing is wrong with being an opinionated person living on the face of the earth. I just don't agree that medication is something that you should have the rest of your life. I think in an emergency situation, you should definitely have medication, like asthma or something, you know. Give me an inhaler so that I could put it down, and when I start to feel manic, or I start to hear whispers, or I start to get seizures, or whatever the case may be, I will take the medication. Not every single day, man. That is awful. I hushed my mouth for a real long time. That is the reason why I could answer the questions. I hush my mouth and I suffer and I listen to myself and I listen to people and listen to the doctors. So that's the reason I could talk now. But thanks for observing that I know what I'm talking about. I just want to continue living a life where I could say I know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get any more episodes, and I'm not saying if I get an episode is the worst thing in the world. I will go and get medication, but I just hoping for better. Good night. What calms anxiety? If you don't smoke weed, you have a tablet that you can get right in the pharmacy. It's called Calms, right? Calms is good for people who don't have like an actual diagnosed disorder, and they just have anxiety or like some little nerve problems, okay? So you can get Calms in the pharmacy at any point in time. If Calms don't work for you, then you definitely need to study your diet and change your diet, because then it's a brain thing and it's not just like nerves. What about Pentecostal? I just group all religions with Christ in it as Christianity. All. So, well, I currently group Orisha is Baptist. I think Baptist people, let's follow Christ too, right? Not Baptist people, but all the branches of Christianity, I just call them Christianity, and then it have certain Baptist people who talk about Christ. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that your doctor have you on medication every single day. I took medication for a whole year, but I refused everything that was hurting me, right? If I tell you about my experience, they put me in rehab. Well, my family put me in rehab. My mother, my father put me in rehab, and it was for 90 days. And during that 90 days, they were supposed to cure me of smoking weed and cure my bipolar disorder with medication for bipolar. I gained 70 pounds. I lost my period. I got an infection in my womb and I could not defecate. It started after about 3 weeks. I complained about it, and they told me I have to take the medication for 3 months in order for them to figure out if that medication is the right medication for me, and that is the course of treatment that they use for mental illness. They don't have a heart. They just pump you full of medication, hope it work, and give you a time frame that it working. If it don't work, then okay, we'll try something else after you done get poisoned with the first thing. So after the first time, I decided I wasn't going to take any tablets. So I was that crazy schizophrenic that was throwing away the pills. And, I was that crazy schizophrenic. because I was refusing to take the tablets. When I calmed my ass down and I realized that the injection that I got in St. Anne's actually made the voices shut up, I was like, okay, so can I have that injection every month instead of having like tablets to take every single day? The doctor was like, no problem, we can put you on it every month. They didn't tell me it was dangerous, but I did some research and I found out that it could cause heart failure, right? I was willing to take the risk because I was telling myself I would get off after a long period of time being on it. So the first time they gave it to me, they gave it to me at the beginning of the month, and then I was supposed to come in at the end of the month to get it. 3 weeks in, I got an episode. So I had to go back to the clinic in between the time. And I told them, well, I got an episode very soon after, so you'll need to change it from, well, I didn't suggest it, the doctor suggested this. She was like, okay, well, we'll change it from 1 month to every 3 weeks. And I was like, okay, no problem. And then I took it for every 3 weeks after that, for an entire year. And then I decided to come off of it. So yeah, that is my med story. Better will come. Yeah, better will come. I know that girl telling me. Calms does make your bones. Calms does make your bones hurt. I never hear that before. I didn't know that. If it does, then don't take it, I guess. Because I'm telling you, I'm real skeptical about medication. But what I do know about, I will talk about. If calms does make your bones hurt, don't take it. But if it doesn't, like if it works for you, go ahead and take it. Yeah, my family and my friends still by my side. Everybody that I had an interaction with over the course of the last 3 years, I could pick up my phone and call them. I didn't fall out with nobody. I didn't, nobody lost their life or anything like that. So I come out kind of unscathed, I get to laugh with the people that hear the crazy stuff I talk about. I get to sit down and laugh with them and be like, yeah, boy, I can't believe I say that. Like, no, dog, oh God, nah. Woohoo. Yeah. And that's how we get on. Persona. Where are you from? I'm from Trinidad. Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, no problem. I don't mind speaking to y'all. This rehab, yes, the rehab was local. It was in, what's this name of this area? I can't remember the name of the area. I will find out. I will remember, and I don't think it was Palo Seco, but it was somewhere up in the back. There is $15,000 for the 3 months. Once it's a friggin' money for them to get a dumpling to eat. I'm paying a garden to walk like a dog. But it was a nice little mental break. Don't get me wrong. I get real fed up at the dumpling. And I find for that amount of money I should have get some grains and cereal and them kind of stuff. Yeah, the walking around like a zombie is something I could definitely relate to. Because I was yawning before the medication. Let me talk about the pills that all I could relate to. When I was taking that, I feel like an old TV. Like they just take a remote and go, chew. That's how my brain felt. It was like nothingness. I couldn't think about nothing magical or, and I used to write poems and stuff before. I couldn't think about a poem, and I'm in rehab with notebooks upon notebooks, and all I could write was like horror stories and, like weird interactions and that kind of vibe. Nothing was the romantic way I remember myself being. It was just stoic and dark and depressing while I was on that medication as lithium and Risperdal and Cogentin, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure about the Cogentin, but yeah, lithium and Risperdal. And she messaging from the UK. Hey, in the UK. Yeah, it just feel like you're getting worse because it's like, you know, I hear some people actually say that while they're taking the medication, they just still hear voices and think that they should kill themselves. And I'm like, yo, if I taking something that causing my brain to have me like sleepy and drowsy and can't talk properly and dead, why am I still thinking like this? That's unfair. You understand? Because I feeling like I'm killing myself slowly. A doctor will tell you all, no, I'm not gonna extend this, but I will just quickly tell you all, smoke some freaking weed. It helps. It helps with stress. Okay? So when you start to feel the little coming on, just smoke a weed. It is cause you to sit down and shut up. It's only when I didn't have marijuana, I used to find myself in weird places, you know, like when my friends couldn't come and assist me to get weed or whatever the case, maybe I would go down the road and line with people who have weed and thing, and it's like, you know, I wouldn't normally do that. Like if I have to wait from morning to night for weed, I would go on the block and sit down and wait from morning to night for weed. And I wouldn't normally do that. You understand? So it wasn't even the addiction, it was just I started to feel comfortable doing craziness. Craziness. Yeah, weed does cause memory loss. It causes you to slow down. It's not good for you. I'm saying this now as somebody who's trying to help. It is not good for you in large doses. Don't over smoke your weed. Abuse is ridiculous. I can't tell all you about any other drugs. Well, okay. I can't tell all you about any other drugs just yet. But weed is not to be abused. You wake up in the morning, if you feel to smoke, you smoke. If you don't feel to smoke early in the morning, you wait until like after lunch or in the evening or in the night or whatever and take a smoke like cool. You know, just normal. And like the fact that my family still allow me to do that, well, my mother used to give me some trouble in the beginning. But when they realized like, okay, she doing it anyhow you take it and it actually causing her to be comfortable and quiet, they started allowing me to smoke. And it was like, okay, that's something that I used to do on the side and nothing happened. Especially when I was taking the injection. When I was taking the injection, I used to smoke like a lot. A lot. Because it was like studio life and that kind of vibe. So I used to smoke a lot when I was taking the injection. And I never had an episode. So don't tell me that it is the marijuana. I didn't drink anything because I know how quick it has happened when you drink. But don't tell me it's the marijuana. You see, look at next girl saying she gained weight and got an irregular period on that medication. And there's what you square in your face and tell you, yeah, that's a symptom. What? So you can't find nothing else? We trying to tell me like, okay, it don't have a branch of psychology. Well, actually it does that. So this is a real stupid rhetorical question. But it don't have a branch of psychology that is dedicated to medicine to find better medicine for people to actually function and not morph into weird beings on. No, I don't still have episodes. I don't hear any voices and I don't feel like any synchronicities and that type of stuff. And I even stopped believing in a lot of stuff I used to believe in before. So I actually more at peace now because I don't think it have rules that I have to follow that some invisible person instilling in me. So yeah, actually more at peace after having that encounter with all those religious things. Somebody is like, heard you had diarrhea this morning. Alright, I guess you're trolling. That's cute. My name is Perpetua. Perpetua. No, I don't get episodes. I'm so happy for you, girl. Yeah, girl, I'm happy for myself too. And hoping for better. Hey, look at next Ollivierre. Is it Ollivierre or Ollivierre? Because I'm not an Ollivierre. I'm an Ollivierre. We don't pronounce the E on the N in Beckway. I'm an Ollivierre from Beckway. I'm not an Ollivierre from Trinidad. Beckway is in St. Vincent. Should you tell a manic person they're manic? No, you shouldn't tell a manic person they're manic. You shouldn't tell a manic person they're manic, because they're not gonna listen to you, first of all, because they're gonna think that they're not manic. They're gonna think that whatever they're arguing about is logical. What you should do to a manic person is and some people not gonna like this, bodily put them to sit down so that they feel less powerful than they felt before. Or B, ignore the hell out of them. Put them in a space where they can't damage themselves. And you don't have to lock it. You don't have to close it. Like I told you, all my family had me inside of this building in the back here for months. Just putting food and friends coming and that type of stuff. Because we didn't know what would work yet. And we were still in that infancy phase where it's like we just don't know how to deal with it. So just find the best way to deal with it right now. We don't have a reason to have her in St. Anne's all the time, so we make our own makeshift St. Anne's. And she don't want to take the medication. My mom used to she told me this after. She used to blend up the medication and put it in smoothies and bring it for me. Blueberry smoothies in Trinidad. So, I'm not going to refuse a blueberry smoothie. I'm from Trinidad. I accustomed to mango. Come on. Ugh. But she used to sneak my medication. A beautiful Colgate smile. No. I don't know why this looks so white on video, but I think my teeth kind of creamy because coffee and smoke for years. It's not white. Ladies only? No. This is not for ladies only at all. Did the rehab help with smoking? No, the rehab didn't help with smoking. I still have it. Take a little, from time to time, which is a lot of the time. So the rehab didn't help with smoking. But the thing is, I didn't want to quit. We'd never do me nothing. People just go to rehab because they find the drug that they take in, either it causing them to live a horrible life or it destroying their life. We'd probably fucking up my lungs. Sorry for my language, but I don't have any problem with weed. So I never agreed to stop. Yeah. Well, this person who said they work in a psychiatric home and they were inexperienced. The unfortunate thing about it is that, to me, a lot of the people there inexperienced. A lot of the nurses have manners and they're nice and they're cool people, but they're inexperienced because of the way they tell you things. You can't relate to a person who looking at you in your face and thinking 12 things about you when, when all you trying to do is help them out and they think that you against them, or they think that you on the side of the government or whoever is the higher lord or whatever the case may be. It's like you have to learn to say different things. You can't be so medical or so professional with somebody who's going through a disorder. You can't. they would not take you on. And I guess with time and experience, you get better because somebody, I don't want to say somebody older ones, but somebody more free, because it had like, some free spirited ones. I remember one, she wasn't old, but she was a serious woman and she had a free spirit too with that seriousness. She was so good with people. People used to just gravitate to her. But then it have the pigs and yeah. How do I feel when I smoke now? Well, the same way I used to always feel when I smoke. I smoked for the first time when I was 17 years old. And yeah, I never stopped since then. And when you continuously smoke weed, you don't get the same high that you used to get the first time. You just get like a base level kind of relaxation from it. And that's why I feel. I don't feel anything out of the ordinary or like a big drowsy like the first time. So I feel normal when I smoke weed. And I do like using the word normal because, well, when people tell me normal, I just be like, but that's the only word I can use right now. So normal. I used to sleep a lot. Yes. I used to go to sleep 7 o'clock in the night and wake up like 8 o'clock in the morning. Then go back to sleep 11 o'clock and wake up 12 o'clock, eat something, lie around the bed and go back to sleep 2 o'clock, wake up 4 o'clock, and then do it again, 7 o'clock in the night. That's how long I used to sleep for that whole year that I was on medication. So I was like hibernating. I was like a little freaking bear. And that's why I get fat, right? Because I was sleeping a lot. With the second set. The first set I was still active. The second set I was just sleeping. Cogentin was used to address the side effect. Yes. So Cogentin helped me out at night because I had I wasn't taking my medication every single day. But one night I started to hear whispers in my ear. I was lying on the bed. And I had to get up and find something to stop myself from actually slipping back into this kind of mental state. So I saw some Cogentin tablets. It's like the little thing that'll stop the shaking and that type of stuff. And I was like, God, I hope this could actually make a difference. I took it and I knocked out. I fell asleep. I was like, oh shit, okay. Why y'all not leaving it up to people to monitor their symptoms? Teach us what our symptoms are. And that's why I just feel like all you don't even know. But I'm sorry. I had no disrespect. Yeah, I see in here they allow persons in an episode to have their phone, which is bad. When you're in an episode, the internet could be a blessing and a curse. I will tell you why it's a curse, because it was a curse for me. I started to investigate music. So I started to investigate the first song that was ever played, the first genre of music, when certain types of music came into existence. And I made a whole chart inside of the house. One of these days I'll make a video inside the house, but I have to wait until it's daytime because it have no electricity in there, right? I know it didn't have electricity while I was in there, so it was a dungeon. But it was fun. So anyway, and it had a light. Don't get me wrong, it had a light, but it was a dungeon. But anyway, so I make a whole chart on the wall about music and where music originated, and a timeline coming down with branches of different genres and people that are responsible. I spent like 4 hours doing that. It could be more than 4 hours because I remember morning coming. Like, it's dangerous to have your phone. It's dangerous to have the internet. the internet is very dangerous. It could cause you to burn out because I sleep for like 2 days after I did that. So yeah, it could cause you to burn out yourself. Yes, there's call people saying all kind of, oh my god, I tell only this the other night, I used to jump in people's DMs and talk to people that I would never imagine talking to. You understand? Like I tell only the other night, I messaged Oprah and asked if she smoke. I messaged Mark Zuckerberg when he was now, this was in like 2019, 2020. So like those 2 years there. I messaged Marshall Montano. I have to tell only the story of this in a video, but I messaged Marshall Montano and started cuss and started quarrel and started get on about the state that soca in until he blocked me. So Marshall Montano blocked me because I was cussing, and he probably still don't know what the hell I was cussing about, but I was cussing about the state of soca. So it's wild, it's wild. If you give him a phone and a manic, cut the internet. Cut the internet. My mother was sick and took medicine all her life. That's the fucked up, sorry, that's the messed up thing. How could I be sick and taking medicine? That don't add up. Right? Somebody here they say that they're actually happy that I experienced what I experienced. I happy too, because I mean I would have never get the nice parts, and now I would have never get this part, the able to help part. Some people will never experience them kind of highs in their life. Like I told Ollie in the beginning of the life, mania is one of the best drugs that you could ever take. It is the highest feeling that you could ever have. It's amazing. And that's encouraging mania. I'm just saying what it is. Not that you can encourage mania, because it doesn't just happen. Talk about my fasting. I don't want to talk about my fasting because I didn't want to post it in the first place, but I posted it because I wanted to empty my drafts and make new drafts. I'm not sure what I want to gain from fasting, so that's why I can't talk about it. So I'll hush my backside and I will post my little body spin around every so often. And when it finished, I could talk about it if I gain anything from it. If it was just like a waste of freaking time, and yeah, I'll be like, yo, I get skinny, and yeah, that's it. But if something amazing happen, I'll tell you. I'll definitely tell you. All medications have the same side effects. No, actually no. What I was Clopixel didn't interfere with my period. I had my full period for the 12 months that I took it. I didn't do any blood tests, but I guess if I do a blood test, it will show that my liver didn't spike like it spiked on Risperdal. So not all medication have the same side effect. If he doesn't take the Risperdal, he becomes violent and uncontrollable. His brain is dependent on Risperdal to be calm. And I want you to say that to yourself out loud. His brain is dependent on Risperdal for him to be calm. A basic human function. That is sad. I'm not trying to shame you or say anything about it, but it's not fair. He could be, in retrospect, he's like a vegetable. Because he needs something like that in order to survive. That's worse than somebody who on like crack or heroin, because they at least they're choosing it. But he need it. He need it. He not choosing it. I wish they could have some kind of program where they get people off of these medications, yo. It's crazy what is be going on. Because I don't want to live a life like that where every single day I have to take a tablet in order to be calm. My brain is responsible for me being calm. Yeah. Well, go and lie down. So you had to tell me? What you want? Drink some water and go and lie down. Where do I want to invest my time in the future? People put me in a rehabilitation center, and those people were addicts. So I'm thinking maybe I could go along the same lines. I mean, I wouldn't talk about it because I don't know if you believe in manifestation, but like, you don't announce it unless you have a plan. You announce it as soon as you have a plan. And when I say announce it, you don't announce that, oh, I did such and such. You say, well, I'm about to do such and such after you done plan. Not when the idea come to your head. And the idea has only been in my head for like 3-4 weeks. So not even a week. It's been in my head for about a week. So I will come back to that question. Somebody tell me to come off TikTok because it's not good for my mental health. That's okay. Messaging from St. Vincent. Good night. I love you all. I love you all so much. I love my country. I love Trinidad. But I love St. Vincent to relax and unwind and act like a vagabond. Because I could walk the streets. I have a passport picture. My Vincentian passport is me in a bikini. The picture cropped here and my bikini string tied at the back of my neck. You feel you could do that in Trinidad? Nope, never. And I could still reach where I want to go with my passport. With my bikini picture. I find Trinidad too ghetto with the rules. But I still love my country. But all you could just do better. Somebody here said they wished we were neighbors. Yeah, that'd be cool, but to be my neighbor, you had to be some kind of animal. Some kind of jungle creature. Because it's just my house and my family members' houses and empty houses that we have nothing in. And yeah, and well, the neighbors on the next side. So it's jungle book up in the back here. People let's be addicted to all kind of thing. I know people addicted to cleaning. I know people addicted to eating. I know people addicted to diet pills. People let's be addicted to all kind of thing. So if you're addicted to marijuana, like, okay, fine. What the fuck? Sorry for my language. Were you in St. James today? I thought I saw you. No, I was not in St. James today. Somebody's like, please don't ignore me. I really want to see you. I didn't see your comment, your first comment. So I'm not ignoring you. I just didn't see your first comment. I was a very wonderful caretaker. Girl, if you know that you handle the people and them and you had a heart and you know get them a little bly every now and then you know you was a good one. You understand? And the fact that you're here and you comment, you know what I'm saying, and you're not too highfalutin to come on the live like certain people, then you do your thing, girl. Thank you for your service. No, I am not on medication. How old am I now? I'm 32 years old. This started when I was 27. Hi, sissy. My sister is on the live. Hello. How did it affect your daughter? I know you all want to know how it affected my daughter. Alright. There was a counselor that once told me that my daughter understood that I wasn't mentally stable. Now, this is when she was like about 8, right? So the fact that she understood, I took some solace in that. And I was like, okay, if you think she understands, then all I could do is wait until the time that I could explain to her further. And then we will be able to, have a relationship then. When my daughter is ready, I will let her talk about how she felt. Because I realize it's important now. I realize it's very important for her to have her opinion because of the amount of children, the amount of children talk about the parents and the mother is going through schizophrenia and they had to witness it and they suffer for their whole life and all kind of thing. So I don't mind letting her voice her opinion on that. I don't know if I'll put her on camera, but I don't mind letting her voice her opinion on that. Thank you very much for the encouragement. Because I've seen real comments telling me that I on shit, but they have 1 or 2 comments in between stating that I helping somebody else, and I just want, that's all I want. If I can't end world mental illness, but if a few people could get a little bit of help, that would just be real amazing. Yeah, my sister's like, I was real busy. Yes, I was busy. That's why I wasn't talking much. And when I was talking, I wasn't making no damn sense. DJ Revolution is on my live. Good night, sir. DJ from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I want my music to be played on the radio, You refuse to play all my old music and you tell me how to make new music. You see, always make people struggle. You see, all unfair. Yes, alright. The first thing that has happened when you're about to have an episode, in my case, is whispers. And this whispering does start like weeks before you actually black out, right? So from the time I hear those whispers, that's when I know that I would need to go to a mental health facility and take an injection. Other people could talk about their first symptoms, but that's what I just noticed. And the only reason I'm able to notice it, because I used to function and the whispers used to be there and I used to ignore them. But the only reason I was able to witness it was because I played zombie for an entire year. So I knew what silence was like again. Because in that 3 years, I forgot what silence was like. I thought this was my norm. I thought this was, alright, this is every single day now. I'm going to hear these things. And then when it was silent, it was like, whoop. For a year. And I had to get accustomed to it. No, nothing could scare me again. So, somebody talking about darkness and the devil and all this kind of nonsense. Shadows moving in the dark. Things falling. People appearing that not there. Not scary. No, nothing scares me anymore. Now a human being will have to do me something to scare me. I'm not saying that humans don't scare me. As not a bad man, don't come wrong me, please. I'm still afraid of humans, okay? But nothing mystical or imaginative scares me. What time is it? It is 7:45 p.m. So it's night time. Where I get my questions from, I get my questions. Is that maybe? Yeah, a lot of people really don't come back. I could speak to your nephew. I could totally speak to your nephew. Let your nephew message me. I will talk to your nephew. Okay? That's no problem. I don't mind talking to as much people as I can possibly talk to. Hopefully, after I get the practice in talking to people, I could probably spend a year doing this if necessary. Cause I realizing that I need to do things within my time frames, and soak it up. And then I could probably, charge for it and make money from it because it's a skill that I would have acquired. But I can't do that if I don't have the practice. So, don't feel away, but, it's a money-driven society. So I'm using you all as my stepping, stones to eventually be able to help people on a wider scale. Because if I have money, then I'll be able to have a home. And if I have a home and I have people staying by the home and they getting their help, cool stuff could happen. So yeah. Alright, so let's have a young artist on the live. I want all to subscribe to his YouTube channel because he wants all to subscribe to his YouTube channel. He is Young Bago Music. YOUNGBAGOMUSIQ. That's cute. That's cute. I hope your music registered and thing. I hope you had a distributor. I hope it's not just a demo on YouTube that going and get views. I hope you're actually eating our food from that. Just saying. He's addicted to sweeping. I don't mean to laugh, but my mother addicted to sweeping too. She sweep whole freaking day, every day, once she home. So I understand. You put your number in the live? How are I gonna get your number from the live? I'm not gonna save this. Oh, Shan! The Jamaican who was living there. Yes. At a point in time when I had moved out of there, and a Jamaican and a Guyanese had moved in there. I used to think that I was crazy at this point in time, but I used to think that it was so amazing that so many people from the Caribbean was in one spot up on my hill, and so many accents were up here. So Shan, I remember you. Message me now, send a message so I could follow you. Where you going back Jamaica or something? What the hell? I hear you leave the man or no? Sorry. Do you like the labels of mental illness? In Trinidad and Tobago, it have this stigma of having your papers. Now, I'm glad I have my papers. Because, if I did a trip, I have my papers. Right? And I use that as a little rank. I talk to people and be like, yo, yeah, everything is cool. But then from the time they violate me, I be like, yo, I wouldn't get locked up, Normal, just, I wouldn't get locked up. And that's my big rank. So yeah, that's the only thing I just support mental illness for. Oh, I wanted to tell all you. All you know in Trinidad is pay, right? If you have valid... Anyway, I'll talk about that. But you get money to be mad in Trinidad. I don't know where the best places for treatment in schizophrenia. I'm hoping that as time go by, at least a couple doctors will get on to me, because I know for a fact no doctor in her time to make a big TikTok page, and so I'm hoping I get a big TikTok page so that doctors will be able to contact me. Doctors in Trinidad and Tobago would be able to contact me, and we could form an alliance where I could refer people to them and still monitor the people and that type of stuff. So I'm hoping with time that something like that could happen. How can I help? Okay, this person asks, my friend is currently having an episode but doesn't believe she has a problem. How can I help? You have to be there, okay? Be there and point out everything, like keep her engaged and keep her talking and point out every single thing that not making sense. Because remember, we think, or I used to think, I don't mind if you'll still call me mad, but we think or thought that everything we're thinking is not our original idea. It actually came from you, or it came from somebody who put it in our head, right? So if you are there and you are able to shoot down every wild, far-fetched thing I see, I would just need to keep coming up with new, wild, far-fetched things. And it will happen instantly. It's very easy to make a schizophrenic disbelieve in what they believe in. Just shoot it down gracefully, like, no, that is not true. Like, I am Allah. How could you be Allah? And just stay. Don't get frustrated and be like, no, he's not. And don't do that. Because we will feed off that energy. And that's the energy you will get back. Okay? It's like dealing with a baby. You know, you deal with children. You don't really show them your face. But you just let them hear your words. You know. Thanks for listening to all these stories. Even if you just see my face on TikTok, it'll be real nice if you can just like the video so that TikTok knows that you appreciate this type of content. And then I'll be able to continue to make more content, because it will make sense as make these videos and nobody watch it, then nobody will benefit from it. And it's not to say like it's a medical library or something where they'll actually show it in a hospital or something like that. It's up to the people walking the streets who suffering to help me help y'all, you know, like that. Happiness depends on the quality of your thoughts and what your thoughts host. Yes, there are times that the voices in your head will insult you, and it will make you feel shame, because it'll be like insecurity of yours. It'll be, okay, I used to find that I used to look dirty, right? No matter what I do, my hair on the side here always frizzy. Even in my last ras, I used to think I look dirty. And then my voices used to be like, you find it looking too scrappy to be out here. And it will disappear, and I would have to stand up and be like, yes, but you're out here with me, so clearly something is attractive about me. I was super crazy, so I used to actually fight back with the voices in that way. And then that would help me change the narrative of the situation, because then the voice would go away and it would be replaced with something like, you know, you so eclectic, or, you know, you're urban or modern. Like, I used to actually battle these voices in my head. You can't be afraid to answer them back, because if they could paralyze you in your own body, like, what are leaving for you? What does that say about you? Fight them back. Let them know they're talking shit. If they're like, oh, and this is the worst. I don't know. Well, not I don't know. A lot of people masturbate, and I'm sorry for my language, because children might be watching even though it's late. But there was a point in time where, like, I would be about to do that, and I stopped for like months, because I always thought people were watching me. Until one day I was like, enjoy the show, because I'm single and I need to get off. So enjoy the show. And it happened. I did it. And I was fine. And nobody was watching me. There's no videotape anywhere. There's no one that came up to me and said anything weird about it. So I was fine. Just fight them. And don't fight them like a big bacchanalist. Fight them like an intelligent person. Have a logical conversation with these voices in your head. Yeah, I do want to be a mental health coach. I do. So I think I'm gonna go to my MP and find out like what I could do. But I don't have to wait for the TikTok to grow. I think I'll let the TikTok grow a little bit better, so I actually have some kind of credentials or some kind of something. Or I'll wait until I have like a list of 100 people in my area, or even like within the vicinity, and then I could actually go to office with something. Because you can't really, I mean, people just do it all the time, but I don't respect that. I don't respect a lack of preparation in anything that I do it. I don't. And I used to hate when people used to come up to me unprepared, like, I want to do an interview with you. And I'm like, okay, cool. What are you up to? Anyway, yeah. Greetings, everybody. Hi, good night. It's 6:28 in Jamaica. I think that was a little while ago. So we are an hour ahead. Cool. I didn't know that happened. That always do like that daylight saving things that America does do, or that's just all its standard time all the time. Oh God, don't tell me. The only time you can get locked up if you have your papers is if you're going inside for murder. Okay? Jeez. Faithful husband, I sent you something yesterday. Please respond to it. Where did you send it? Because I have responded to every single message and every single comment that came in yesterday. So where did you send it? Send it again. What's a good way to support a friend with schizophrenia? Be there to laugh. It's a comical experience. Be there and laugh. Laugh with me. Make up a joke. You know? All we're doing is passing time. And unfortunately, that's what people with schizophrenia need, is time and time to recover. Recovery is very possible, but going into that deep dark hole will only make it worse. So having people around whose company you enjoy is amazing. You don't have to be my counselor if you're my friend. Just be there for hours silently if we need to. That $1,500 is not worth it for being mad, and it comes with conditions. Yeah. First of all, it's $15,000, not $1,500. $15,000. That was just a suck fest, a big suck fest. I met some real cool people in rehab though. I'm not in contact with all of them, but I still have like one or two on Facebook. So I met some cool people in rehab. That was the plus coming out of it. Or somebody said it was passing and they hear something positive, so they stop. Well, thanks for stopping. And I'm glad it was positive to you. I just want to lift spirits from now on, because I kind of was failure yesterday with all that noise about rape. And I know it has always caused stuff like that, but I had to say it. And it's out now. And I'm trying to move on from saying it, like how I move on from it happening. He goes in circles for hours. He does not sit. He can't stand for hours. Judy Jupiter 8. You could, I don't know if you message me, but you message me. Stop putting his symptoms here because, like, it'll be kind of hard for me to read each one. I'm skipping some of them. And I'm not seeing, like, it's not your comments alone now. So it's like a bunch in between. Making me feel rather dyslexic. Alright, good night. Bye. I have worked in mental health for years. Wheezy messaged me. She said, I found your page yesterday and I appreciate your honesty. I've worked in mental health for years. It's people like you are looking for because I want to build a team. I could only be one little cog in a big machine. And I think that machine will be able to help more than the hospital. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to help like everybody because I know people wouldn't be able to afford it. But I think something amazing could be done. I hope you get the support of the medical doctors that could partner with you to help others. Yeah, that's if they're willing. That's if they're willing. Because remember, well, I don't know if it's wise for a doctor to be biased, but people could have their biases and decide that since I'm not on medication, they don't want to have anything to do with me because they would think that I could be a danger to people and don't want people on medication. But I am saying that medication is necessary. However, after the medication, you should be able to let go of it. It shouldn't be an everyday thing, and that's something I believe in. So I know I'll bump heads with people a lot for that. But hoping that they could look past that and understand that this part of the treatment is also necessary. Having a friend is also necessary. Having somebody to relate to who has common sense is necessary. And I don't need university sense to have common sense. I have, anyway, I'm not gonna brag about what I have, but I don't need a degree yet in order to understand your plight. Okay? Yes, I did the coverage in the Youth Pro League. User number. That was me. I used to have gold ras back then. That was my job. I used to work on 10 TV. Okay, I think I answered enough questions for tonight. I'm starting to get fed up, and when I get fed up, I'll just leave y'all. But don't worry, I'm still online, so I'll answer whatever messages or they leave under my comments and that kind of stuff until I go to sleep, obviously. So enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you so much for building my TikTok in 2 days. Y'all are all amazing. And I'm very grateful that I'm in contact with all of you. So, yeah, here's the, betterment for all who suffering with mental health.